Mr. Lee is very rich person, 55 years old, just summary. So he's want to give you money, 600K for investment. And then currently this is what actually background he had. So he almost want to go retirement. Now you are appointed as an advisor for him to handle 600,000. And then look at KLCI as your benchmark. And also you want to maintain his investment for retirement purpose. So you have to advise him. Of course, first you have to define Mr. Lee risk profile, whether it's high risk taker, moderate risk taker, or conservative, whatever. 2 years investment period, 26 January until 2027. So you only decide the stock listed in Bursa Malaysia, and based on opening price January 26 until 31st March closing, you have to look at holding period, the yield and return. And of course here got 9 questions. So let's say you got 5 members, you have to justify who else do question 1 and 2, or 3, 4, whatever. So first question, justify your policy statement and understand the objective and constraint. I do give you the guideline. Okay, number 2 is look at market outlook. 2.6 recommend strategy. For 3 strategy for share and the bond. You must mix with bond. Previously I got students just only give me share investment. If I say give me share investment, you do not cover bond, well, mark will be deducted. Okay, clear? So let's say 60% share, 40% bond, or 70% share, 30% bond. And you also need to give me some material based on the, I ask you to select 5 companies. Okay, create a share portfolio investment strategy based on policy statement. The portfolio you build must be consistent with your investment policy. So you have to give me the details such as industry allocation, correlation, risk factor, dividend yield, PE, based on individual stock you select. And just now I will give you some certain sector 2026, which is best perform. So you can select maybe 3 sector, 5 company for your investment choice. And also next one is what? Okay, go down further. Is it something like this? I think I give you guideline also. Okay, look at the first one. If I say you go to first question, you identify Mr. Lee investment background. The case already give you some background for him. And what is investment objective for him? So you identify his risk profile, whether aggressive, moderate, conservative. And also understand his limitation. When he need this money, okay, what's the tax issue? What's the legal regulatory factor? Of course, all the investment must be legalized in Malaysia. What actually his unique need and preference? So basically, I think he want to keep this money for retirement purpose, and also after 60, maybe he want to enjoy his life, whatever. And then you just do some certain investment recommendation for him. And number 2, based on market outlook 2.6, you compare 2.6. Since last year 2.5, maybe last quarter until now, recommend 3 strategy for share, whether value, grow, or value plus grow. Okay, how do you define value? Just now I do mention already. How to define grow? Inside the slide just now. Value is what? Low PE, low earning, value stock. So you go to define, go to check my slide just now. And recommend 3 strategy for bond. Buy, hold, active immunization strategy. And select the best bond equity portfolio management strategy. Based on the 3 strategy you recommend, you select one best. Based on 5 stock you select. How do you define growth stock? How do you define value stock? Can be value and growth. Can be buy, hold for bond. And recommend 1 types of bond, government or corporate, inside your recommendation. And give me the bond detail. Whether short-term bond, long-term bond. I suggest you based on short-term bond within 3 to 5 years. Estimate corporate rate due to maturity. You can go to bond supermarket to select some bond. Give me the bond name, give me the bond detail. Alright? And number 3, create an investment strategy. This one I mentioned. Allocate percentage to invest in share and bond. How many percent? Let's say 60% share, 40% bond. Or 70% share, 30% bond. You must get bond involved. Previously I got students totally give me share only. In 100% share, you are too high risk for Mr. Lee. Because market now is volatile, so you cannot put all your money in share. So just only share and bond enough. So you recommend me buy share based on the sector, whichever you find out is suitable for Mr. Lee, and give me the PE, dividend yield, ROE. And also indicate the market industry outlook and 5 company profile. Example, you select bank sector, CMB Bank, Maybank, and you give me some company profile and correlation between the 5 stocks, whether negative, positive, correlate, use Excel calculate. And you have to calculate the individual stock. Okay, later we mention the calculation. And use unit trust, whether balance fund, bond fund, equity fund as a benchmark. And you give me one unit trust. This unit trust must be in Malaysia. Don't need to give me some fund listed in overseas. So you should attach with the fund fact sheet. You get this particular fund from Fund Supermarket to find out some fund. Either bond fund, balance fund, equity fund. If you define Mr. Lee is the moderate investor, maybe you select balance fund. If you define he is very conservative, you may go to bond fund. If you select him is aggressive, maybe you go to equity fund. Can follow now. Of course, based on his age, 55, some of them you still can take risks. But of course, if you define him as moderate, maybe balance fund. So now look at 5. You may calculate the figure based on 2022 to December. 25 based on 5 stock you select. Okay, based on 5 stock you select, you have to give me all this price download from website. Example, you list down the 5 stock, the price detail. 1 year you got 12 months, right? 4 years you got 48 months. So from 48 months you convert to 4 years as an average. Later we try to show you one of the Excel file. And maximum 3 portfolio. So how do you divide portfolio? Based on 5 stock, 3 portfolio, that means you decide to weight. Example, portfolio 1, every stock you equal give 20%. Portfolio 2, you may allocate 30% for finance, and maybe 20% for tech, or maybe another 20 or 25 go to other sector. So maximum you go to 3 portfolio, use KLCR as a benchmark, and unit trust fund you select as a benchmark as well. So you got 2 benchmark, KLCR benchmark, and fund you select as a benchmark. And you use KLCR unit trust as a benchmark portfolio, compute average monthly return, standard deviation, correlation, variation from 2.2 go to 2.5. And compute 3 portfolio, 1, 2, 3 with portfolio weightage, portfolio return, portfolio standard deviation. As that, you also select the best portfolio based on portfolio return and standard deviation. I think you also need to calculate your correlation. Correlation. Don't here, don't put here. Correlation coefficient. What actually the correlation? Is it positive, negative? Based on your chapter 4, whichever you study, your portfolio calculation. Still remember the formula? What is the weightage? What is the standard deviation for individual stock? What is the return for individual stock? Then correlation for portfolio, whether negative or whether correlation is positive, negative, and calculate portfolio return, portfolio standard deviation. Based on the 3 portfolio, you select the best. Based on the return which is higher, lower standard deviation. Okay, number 6. Once you calculate number 5, you must link this to number 6 with the graphic format to do some certain comparison. Numerical graphic performance for 5 companies. Numerical graphic performance for 3 portfolio. And compare with these 3 portfolio with KLCI and the fund select. And number 7, calculate this 5 stock based on recent price changes from January until 31st March, 3 months. Calculate the 5 stock based on HBR and based on the portfolio 1, 2, 3 with the weightage, and find out what actually the actual return based on the 3 months figure. And based on whatever 3 months figure you have, come out with the drawing, compare the performance overall, compare with this individual stock with the portfolio, with the KLCI and the fund. And number 9, you based on Trader, Sharp, Measure, Jensen. You do your performance based on 31st March result. Compute this 3 measure with the formula given here and graphic comparison. Example, you select portfolio 1. These 3 measure, you must consistent to select portfolio 1. If I say you got inconsistent result, then justify why. Example, Trano, Sharp, Jensen. Portfolio return minus risk-free rate divide beta, divide standard division. So I give you this formula already. So if you select example portfolio 1, so these 3 measures should be give you consistent result. Don't select some stock recently is not performed. Your portfolio return, at least you must achieve bank return. Example, bank return give you FD rate 3%. So you must achieve monthly return 3%. If you give me negative return or maybe some return less than 1 or 2, so your portfolio not generate good return. And finally, you give conclusion, compare overall portfolio investment performance based on futures 2 years. So what actually you look at the 5 stock you select, there is any positive what we call outlook or not, positive return or not, and cover your revision regular valuation. Example, after investment, how regular you do your review. How regular you do your review. And whether you want to switch your stock if market condition change. Just now we say some certain strategy doesn't mean you select this 5 stock forever, this 5 stock. Are you going to do some portfolio monitoring and revision if market condition change? How frequent you are going to do revision? Is it based on quarter, based on quarterly, let's say example. And futures portfolio recommendation for 2 years. Maybe portfolio recommendation plan for 2 years plan. That means 2 years, they give you 2 years. Do you think between that, in case let's say market changes, market is volatile, what is your recommend strategy? All this here, then you can come up with your mind. Okay, any question? You need to present in PPT by week 11. Okay, I show you some certain. This particular PPT. This one is previously, this one is okay, example. 20 slide only, 20 slide. Each group you need to present 20 minutes. Don't present, this is what present. In case 你 present 的东西不对我会叫你改I will ask you to amend. 如果没有改，不是很低啦，我给你 chance to improve Example, why previously I ask my student to present. If present your slide or maybe some figure is not matching whatever I want, I will ask you to go back and change. I will give you additional 1 day or 2 days to do amendment as soon as possible. If no, mark will be very low. I give you a chance to improve. So this is a slide previously my student present to me. 20 slide, 25 slide investment policy statement. 不要排investment constraint. Very simple, just give me liquidity, need, time horizon, tax concern, all this here and there. So market outlook, this is 2.4, you put to 2.6. So you compare interest rate, KLCI, FDI. You also look at portfolio, strategic, whether grow value, index, bond, buy, hold, percentage equity, 60-40, which one is the best suit for Mr. Lee? And then economic outlook for 2.6, this is 2.4. You give some figure about inflation, unemployed, global economy, GDP, exchange rate, constructions, and travel. And overall, the sector you select, example, you select this 5 company, what's the beta, PE, dividend yield. Alright, so they select PE above 20, this is a value of gold stock and dividend yield, and plus beta less than 1, except Gamuda higher than 1. Okay, and next one, they will go to this particular TN, 1 by 1 company to do the background, industry, outlook, company performance. Alright, so overall, this one is a 1 by 1 company to do. Correlation, you can use Excel to calculate whether this is positive, negative. Look like 9 positive, 1 negative. So, of course, this we will prefer more negative. So, because different sector, you go negative correlate. Okay, next one, you will go to portfolio construction. Just like I mentioned 1, 2, 3. So, 1 here give you every company 20%, and 2 give certain. You may go to equity allocation strategy balance. So that means each stock give you 20%. Portfolio 2 give you aggressive. So you focus more on Garuda, 30%, and IHS 30%. The portfolio 3 goes to conservative, they focus more on this UTP plantation. So and based on dividend and Garuda 30% per second. I think this one they are more focused on conservative. And bond selection, give me one corporate bond. If you invest 250,000. And here is a corporate bond, the detail based on this asgmn 4.28, the corporate rate. And this particular yield to maturity 3.95. No need for you to compute lah. If I say you can get bond supermark, they give you yield to maturity, how much is that? And this is one of the unit trusts. You may go to local fund, attached with the fund fact sheet. Whatever unit trust you select, let's say they invest in this sector, you must match with the sector. Let's say they go to utility, construction, finance. That means your 5 company, you must use this as a branch mark to select. Example, they focus utility, construction, finance, right? Your 5 company must relate to this industry. Can you understand what I mean? Because this unit trust is your branch mark, they focus utility, construction, finance, right? That means your 5 company, you must relate to this sector. But the company you can select on your own. You only focus local fund, don't go to overseas fund, don't go to China fund. Then after that, you download all these figures, compute your historical return and risk, calculate monthly historical return, calculate average monthly return, standard deviation, correlation, variation, individual component, and calculate average annual return. Then after that, expected portfolio return based on 3 months. So I think this one they based on 2 months. Portfolio 1, 2, 3. So this one is what? Okay, I think this one is not the 3 months. They based on the calculation for 4 years. So based on here, they select portfolio 3 with the highest return, lowest standard deviation. Moderate standard deviation, lowest beta. And comment finding justified portfolio construction. Why portfolio 3 was selected? So because compared with KLCI and the fund, look like your portfolio 3 is highest performed compared than the others 2. And Garuda showed the highest historical average return and highest portfolio risk. And this one is an actual return based on 2 months. Your side is based on 3 months. So based on opening price and closing price, holding period return, HPR, you need to compute. Once you compute, you put the weightage 1, 2, 3 portfolio, and you come out your portfolio return based on each portfolio, and compare with the KLCI and the unit trust as well. And finally, you compare this particular graph with this 5 stock actual return and average return. Actual return based on 3 months, average return. Okay, I think the actual return based on 3 months, average return based on past 4 years. And you can see Garuda is recently performed in this particular example. So you do some comparison. Example, this particular stock, which one make losses? IHS right, make losses. Don't select some stock recently make loss. Impossible. I know market is volatile, you cannot avoid for that. So based on the price 31st March, we will see how it is. So we still can hold until this month end. And this is the comparison for these 3 portfolio compared with KLCI and the fund. So overall for the 3 score 7.21. So if I say divide by 2 months, average you will get roughly about 3.5%. So compared with KLCI, this is the best perform. So your portfolio, no matter how, you must perform well compared to KLCI and the fund. And finally, based on the 3 measures, all support portfolio 3. This is what the result I want. If I say you give me consistent result, let's say Trano you support portfolio 3, Sharp you support portfolio 1, and Jensen you support portfolio 2. That's not consistent. So better get consistent result. And finally, conclusion. So based on overall moderate to high risk tolerance, and then this is a portfolio 3 will be selected, and with the 5 company and achievement. So of course, based on 4 years result, you may select portfolio 2. By recent result, you may select portfolio 3. I can accept these 2 types of chain. Example, for the past 4 years, you may go portfolio 2. Recent 2 months or 3 months comparison, you select portfolio 3. So based on the market condition changes. So now during Raya time, this 4 day, start to discuss group assignment with your member. Don't go for holiday, balik kampung, you don't do anything. 我记得催着你，这是 week 8 11 you need to present. So this is not easy, 60%. 60% mark. In case let's say your member do not do job, let me know by week 9 or week 10. Don't last minute tell me 老师这个同学没有做工，我要跟你去 settle. Previously, I do give my experience. I do give students one person do their assignment. The member, the leader kick him out. 怎么办 If the leader kick the member out, free rider out. So finally, this student survive by himself. If survive by himself, 我叫你一个人做一份 assignment， 你会 fail 的。果然，这个学生就 fail 了。3个 course 40分，就 final exam you cannot sit for final exam. Understand 吗 ？You don't wait until week 10才告诉我，哎，老师这个同学没有做工。或是每次 meeting every time meeting they didn't turn up. They didn't do their job. Maybe the work they produce is not meet up your expectation. 随便乱做。And then the leader complain, they didn't do the job. And then simply write something. Then I need to call the student personally. I hope you can settle internally, especially group leader. You better assign your job now. Don't wait after Ryan come back. I know you have to be busy with individual, but individuals very quick one. Maybe within 1 day, 2 days you can finish. You got 4 day holiday, so basically I think you have to start now. Right now, 10:30. In fact, I haven't shown another assignment and the calculation for Excel. You need to attach to me for this Excel as well. This is Excel. 你要教这个 Excel 的东西给我 Okay? And this one is all the figure. You must show based on the number here. This is a challenge one. The most challenging one. Okay? And this is I think this course students score 80 over. If I say you want to score 80 over, I expect you give quality work. Quality, not simply do. Understand this one? And the assignment, I think, assignment, this one is a book.
If you want to score,
this one not assignment here. I may show you next round. God. OK, 写到96页给我，你看夸张没有？96页哦，你要拿80多分啊！你要这样管理地。我只是说你拍不到了，我跟你讲。你的 free rider 那个 copy you must attach in the front page OK？
可是我们有 limit 了吗？现在不是？
有本事去写写 thesis 这样。You write as thesis. English must be power, and then you show your graph and everything. Alright? All this you must attach, I just show you. And finally, based on 600,000, what actually the figure you will obtain. Alright? I think you can't see all. Okay? Appendix, all this and that. One fact sheet, you must attach. So this one carry roughly 90 over. In fact, I don't ask you to write 90 over, but I cannot stop you if I say you want to write more. So I just expect you maybe write 50 page, 60 page, enough. 看你自己能写多少。Any question so far? 太压抑了是吧？你来说了。Enough. Figure, I will show you later part. If you start to work So during this Raya holiday, I think you have